Every few decades, the money world catches fire. Fortunes vanish overnight. Banks fall. Whole nations go broke. From a single tulip bulb to a crash that nearly broke the planet. These are the great financial crises, and the one pattern behind them all. I'm Thomas. Our story starts in Holland, 400 years ago. The hottest asset in the world wasn't gold or land. It was a flower. The Dutch went mad for tulips, especially the rare striped ones. Prices doubled, then doubled again. People sold their homes to buy bulbs. A single bulb could cost more than a house on an Amsterdam canal. Then one morning in 1637, the buyers simply stopped. Prices collapsed to nothing in days. The world's first bubble had burst. Less than a century later, the madness moved to London. A single company promised untold riches from trade with the Americas. Its shares shot up tenfold in months. Everyone piled in. Lords, shopkeepers, even Sir Isaac Newton. It was almost all hype. When it cracked, fortunes were wiped out. Newton said he could calculate the stars, but not the madness of men. By the 1920s, the stock market had become the world's casino. In October 1929, it crashed harder than anyone thought possible. And this time, the damage refused to stay in one country. Billions vanished in days. Banks failed by the thousands. America had loaned money across the globe, then called it all back. Germany collapsed. Britain was forced off the gold standard. One crash on Wall Street had dragged the entire world into depression. It would take a world war to fully climb out. But a crash isn't the only way money can die. Sometimes a government prints so much that the money itself becomes worthless. In 1920s Germany, prices doubled every few days. People burned banknotes. They were cheaper than firewood. Hungary later set the record. Prices doubled every 15 hours. And in 2008, Zimbabwe printed a $100 trillion bill. That barely bought a single loaf of bread. Then came the big one, the crisis many of us actually lived through. In 2008, a fire started on Wall Street and spread across the planet. Banks had bet billions on risky home loans. When those bets failed, the giant Lehman Brothers collapsed overnight. Credit froze worldwide. Tiny Iceland's banks were bigger than its whole economy. All of them failed, and the country itself went broke. It was the worst crash since 1929. The 2008 fire left a long fuse burning under Europe. 2 years later, it reached Greece. Greece admitted it owed far more than it could ever repay. Fear spread to Ireland, Portugal, Spain, and Italy, one domino after another. For a while, it looked like the euro itself might shatter. Only a wall of emergency bailouts held the currency together. A flower, a trading company, houses, banks, whole nations. The details change every time, but the pattern never does. Easy money fuels greed. Greed inflates a bubble. Fear pops it. And panic spreads the fire to everyone standing nearby. The next crisis won't look the same, but it will rhyme. History doesn't repeat, but in money, it always rhymes. Subscribe and follow Gemback for more.